going on, everybody? DeMarco here with Strength of Purpose. Here for another episode of Beers and Bells. I've got a very special guest today. Very excited for you guys to get to know him. He's a really good friend of mine, actually from my Mississippi days at my first gym. And it's one of my first coworkers, well, actually one of my first mentors, talking about fitness and everything. And just a really cool guy. Super pumped for you guys to meet him. Before that, though, before I forget, let my mind get away from you. Want to remind you guys of the 1,000 subscriber challenge. So when our channel reaches 1,000 subs, we're going to select 5 winners to win the following. It's going to be 5 free personal training sessions. They're going to be an hour long each, in person or virtual, depending on where you're living. There's going to be a 3-month customized program as well to go with that. It's going to be accessible via a free smartphone app. And it's got an exercise library, got your workouts on there. It's going to be basically a digital extension of me in your pocket. And the last thing is going to be a Strength with Purpose shirt. So it's going to be repping the logo. You guys will get a little bit of swag, rep the brand, and officially join the Strong Squad. So very excited about that. And so today's guest, I'm very excited to introduce him. This guy's awesome. He's a rock star, very good friend of mine. He's in the military. He's an author, motivational speaker, personal trainer, business owner. This guy does everything. He's a powerhouse. Basically what I aspire to be in the future. So without further ado, Captain Lucas, how are you doing, man?
All right, doing well. I truly appreciate you having me on. I will say though that if I'm what you inspired to be, and you got a lot more life to live.
Yeah, well, good thing there's still time. So
right.
So awesome, man. But yeah, so obviously for just to let our viewers know, you and I met each other, I guess would have been probably 2013, 2014 in Mississippi. We were both working at the courthouse, working out. I know you were back and forth. You were on orders, like you deployed to the Middle East, right?
Right.
Yeah. So so let's kind of start there. What's been your military career and journey? Like, where'd you start and what are you doing now?
So I started National Guard. Then that was way back when. I'm telling my age.
Mm-hmm.
95, 96 is when I first started putting on the uniform. Served proudly until about 99, 2000.
Mm-hmm.
I then got out for a stretch. I played overseas, played some basketball overseas, and then also in Japan. Then after my knees wore out in 2010, I came back, rejoined the Mississippi National Guard, and I've been a commander. Just like I always say, for God, for country, and for family. That's my motto.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's great. I had totally forgotten about your basketball career and your basketball experience. So you played, was it like the European kind of professional circuit?
Right. The German Bundesliga.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you played in the Bundesliga? That's awesome. How did that never? I feel like you probably told me and I forgot, but man, that's really, really cool. How was the competition there? Was it pretty intense? You had really good players?
Oh yeah, there's no such thing as a foul over there. You just get up and get on back down the court.
Oh really? Oh, they're playing prison ball over there then, huh? You're just kind of roughing each other up.
Right.
I don't know.
Back in the bad boy Detroit Piston days, it's kind of like how it was.
Oh wow, yeah. So what you're telling me is a lot of the superstars now in the NBA probably wouldn't be able to hang with that, huh? They probably get roughed up a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So right. Honestly, that's I obviously am nowhere near as good as you at basketball, but when I grew up playing like pickup games and stuff, that's how we played, man. It was just like beating each other up. Definitely getting rough. And I was a little guy, so that was my only that was the only thing I could do. If I played soft, I would just get run over. You had to toughen up out there. So we're playing with guys 3 times my size, and just like you gotta find that strength somewhere.
That's right.
So no, that's really cool, man. And you're also a basketball coach, right? You have some kind of a basketball certification.
Yes. Well, not like coach where, coaching a team on the sideline, but more like player development.
Right. Okay, that's right. Yeah. So like training, more so on the training side.
Yes.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what is that? Is it just like a basketball specific kind of specialty certification?
Well, it started out as basketball, but now I transitioned more to speed, agility, and quickness.
Oh, awesome.
Because my son he started out playing basketball, which is why I did it for him and my daughter. And But now that he's transitioned to football, I had to transition those skills to football. So I just
Oh,
incorporated, instead of being basketball specific, I just incorporated to more speed, agility, and quickness to cover all sports.
oh, that's awesome. No, I like that, and that's honestly pretty much no matter what sport we're talking about here. That's gonna,
Right.
especially any sport that's played on a field or on a court,
Right.
on dry land, if you will. That speed, agility, and quickness is gonna they're gonna play into that. How old's your son now?
He's 14. He'll be
That's
15.
awesome. Oh, so he's playing high school ball now, huh?
Yep, freshman. Yes.
That's awesome. Is he a JV squad now, or was he able to make varsity?
Well, they have a ninth grade team.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's awesome. That's really good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. What position does he play?
Wide receiver.
Oh, okay, okay.
He
All right,
doesn't like
dude.
to, he doesn't like to get hit. So I said, well, I guess we better teach you how to run fast toward the sideline then.
I don't blame him, man. That's honestly, I lasted about 2 weeks on the high school football team. I was bullied incessantly. I literally just got my ass kicked by all the
Right.
seniors, and it's just that, it's tough guy atmosphere, and it's not for everybody.
Right.
But I feel like, and my dad kind of initially kind of probably was thinking about me being like a wide out or something like that. But I just didn't. I was 2 weeks, man. I was like, this sucks. I don't want to do this crap. I'm gonna go run cross country. People are a
Right.
lot nicer to you.
Right. Right.
So I just wasn't cut out for that tough guy locker room environment. So, but it
Right.
was good. But that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you certainly you don't get hit as much as a receiver. And the faster you are, of course, the better it is.
Exactly.
So no, that's great, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think you were telling me you're on active duty now, active duty orders.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. So what are you doing now?
So without giving too much G14 classified information,
Of course.
essentially I do air defense artillery.
Yeah.
So
Oh, awesome, man.
yeah, so I protect. Well, not I, but my unit is protecting the skies over uh, the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, like
Nice.
White House, Pentagon, stuff like that.
Oh, good. You said the DMV, and I was about to
Yeah.
say, dude, if we're talking about the Department of Motor Vehicles, I let if somebody wants to take those buildings out, of course, when no one's in there, obviously, but like I think we could start over. So,
Yeah.
but no, that's obviously a huge job. That's obviously very important. That's national defense, national security, and that's obviously really cool, man. So yeah, definitely don't say anymore. Definitely, I don't want anybody coming after me
Right.
have a SWAT team busting in, breaching through the apartment.
Yeah. I was gonna say, as soon as we get off the call, you get a knock at the door. Can you
Yeah.
please
Oh,
come outside?
seriously. Yeah. We some agents they bust out the memory device thing from Men
Right.
in
The
Black.
mini flag. Yeah. Yep.
So no, that's really cool, man. Were you have you always been air defense artillery? Was it your branch when you first went in, or did you kind of switch over?
Yeah. Well, I first came in as a medic, and then I switched over to human resource,
Okay, cool.
and then from there to air defense.
Oh, nice. That's cool, man. Yeah. So you've done a few different things. That's awesome.
Right.
Good deal. Where'd you go to basic training?
Fort Lost in the Wood, Missouri.
Okay, okay, that's awesome.
Fort Leonard Wood.
Fort Leonard Wood, yeah, I know exactly. I think I told you that my
Right.
mom was stationed there. Yeah, yeah. So she was actually at Campbell, and then
Uh-huh.
she PCS from Campbell to Leonard Wood. And then Leonard Wood was her last. That was her last duty station before she retired. So
Right.
it's lost in the woods. There ain't nothing else
Yeah.
out there. Not much out there, man. So,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I still got some family to live in the area, so it's trek out there every once in a while. So, but no, that's great, man. How's the move been? When did you move to Virginia?
Uh, 2000. Let's see, about 2 years ago. So I've been
Okay,
here about 2 years, a little over 2 years.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Jimmy, let's transition. Obviously, we talked about your military and kind of fitness and training experience. Because the last time, and there's probably a lot to talk about, which is great. But the last time I remember you had started your business and you were doing some motivational speaking, and I read one of your books, The Morning Drive. I remember reading The Morning Drive,
Right.
and I just realized I have not yet ordered your other one, which was it the 5 C's? There's three
Uh,
C's,
Yeah, the
the
seven
seven
C's
C's.
of success.
Yeah, yeah. So I definitely need to get that. I love that's right up my. I love reading that kind of like self improvement,
Right.
business, sales, like that kind of stuff's really cool. So let's start with your writing, like kind of career, if you will. What books have you read, and kind of um, what's the main gist of each of those, if you will? And I'll link all of this below for our audience members to see, so they can order it from you and obviously support
Right. Well, my main like they say, my baby is you talked about the journal, but now it's like I say, the 7 C's of success,
you. Mhm.
marching towards greatness. And I actually wrote this like back in 2012.
Oh, nice.
It's part of the German team I was playing for. Like when you played as a player, you had to also give back by coaching one of the youth teams.
Oh, that's great.
And so when I was coaching one of the youth, it was middle school age kids. Um, but also I started working on the base, volunteering on the base with kids, just getting kids that are in middle school age in shape, getting them ready for their season.
Hmm.
And then that's when I first originally wrote this book, but I wrote it based on that age group, like 10 to 14. And so I talked a friend of mine, my friend of mine, Dave Zizlowski. He played professional hockey. Him and I were talking. Our kids went to Hartfield Academy together,
Oh, nice.
and so we were talking one day. And he was talking about his book, and he was like, and I was like, you know what? I should do that with my book. So I gave him a copy of the one I wrote back in 2012. He was like, man, you should take this and make it for adults.
Oh,
And,
nice.
and so that's what I did. I just took that one and then I rewrote it. Basically, had to, because the first one was only about basketball,
Oh,
and
okay, gotcha.
so this one I had to, gear more towards life, adults and life and,
Yeah.
everyday living and things like that. And then I finished it. Well, I thought I finished it. And then he was like, nope, you got to go back and add some of your military stuff in there. So I had to go
Of
back.
course.
So it was about an 18-month to 2-year project from start to finish. But I'm happy with the results of it.
Hmm.
It's doing really well on Amazon. And
That's great,
so,
man.
yeah, so much so that I'm ready to start the sequel to it, part 2 to it.
Okay. Man, that's really cool. Yeah, that's my wife for as long as I can remember has always said, DeMarco, your life is kind of crazy. You should definitely write a book one day. And I for the longest time I just kind of was like, whatever, no one's gonna want to read that crap. And then every once in a while, whenever I tell someone a story, people will say, like, dude, you should write a book. I'm like,
Right,
maybe one day. We'll see, maybe one day. But that's
right.
cool.
Well,
How
I was thinking the same thing though. When I wrote it, I was like, well, at least I know my mama will buy it, and she'll
yeah,
buy. She probably,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, mom's gonna buy it, so you at
she'll
least
probably
got
buy
one
20 copies. She'll buy
customer.
20 copies and hand them out to other family members.
Yeah, no, that's really cool, man. So when you published that book, did you self publish, or did you hire a publisher? Like, how did that whole process go?
Right. So I hired again Dave. I got with him, and he hooked me up with the publisher and the editor, the same people that he used.
Hmm.
And so I went that route.
Oh, that's great, man. That's all. It's that's so good, because whenever you need another pair of eyes on it to make sure that what you're reading makes sense, and fix all those little errors that we make that we don't notice. So
Right. Exactly right. Yeah. 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 It helps.
that's really cool.
You have to have an accountability partner.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's everything, man. That's obviously that's why we have coaches and trainers and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. So that's really cool. So you're working on a part two of this 7 C's of success, and then you did the morning drive, which I know was quite a few years ago. Have you written any other books, or are those the main ones for now?
So I'm actually redoing that one, the morning drive.
Okay.
I'm in the process of redoing that now, and it's called the 40-day journal.
Okay.
So basically, like for 40 days, it's a same concept as the morning drive, except it's going to have a
Hmm.
morning one and then one right before bed. So a morning,
Nice.
message and then a nightly message for
Okay.
40.
So will this be the same book, or will this be two different books,
Two
kind of for
different,
each?
yeah, two
Gotcha.
different.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. No, that's really cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I loved I loved the easy format. It was very easy to read the morning drive. I thought it was really easy to read, and it was just a
Right.
good little almost like a devotional, and it was a really cool just really cool bite sized messages, good wisdom in there. So I was
Right.
definitely a fan of that. So
If I could say real quick, like my writing style is, like I read a lot. Like I read a lot, or I listen to a lot of,
mhm.
motivational speakers and what they call mega ministers,
Oh
uh,
yeah,
books and messages out there. And as I like go through reading them, it's like some of the things that they talk about, coming from where I'm from, my background, like I could never relate to that, to like what they're talking
yeah.
about. Like, the life they live, I couldn't relate to the life that they live.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
I imagine
Mhm.
that there were more people out there like me that felt the same way. So I wanted to do something, which is what I did with the devotional. Is that I wanted to do, and then the 7 C's of success. Is that I wanted to give people everyday experiences, ways to be motivated and to be encouraged to continue on.
Yeah.
People that have the single mom with 3 kids that doesn't have a gym in the basement, or doesn't have access to a gym membership, but still have the desire to get in shape. Give her, like everyday life, like what can she do in her everyday life to still reach her goals and things like that. So that's like really my mindset when I go into writing is talking to the people that came from where I come from, where I came from.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I think that's awesome, man. I think that's I think you're right. You were talking about a lot of those like motivational speakers and mega ministers and a lot of these like YouTubers that are like super famous, like
Right.
obviously very wealthy, very successful, and they serve as obviously a great example of embracing the process, working hard,
Right.
staying focused and all that kind of stuff. But I think a lot of their stuff gets lost in translation because they're living such a different life and they're just speaking a different language. Like I've always been very turned off of the ones who are standing in front of a Ferrari, or like the ones that are, they're talking to you about something and they're just like hopping on a private jet or something. It's like, well, I mean, that's cool and all, but that it's not really what I want. So it doesn't carry over as much. But yeah, like I was saying, I think that's definitely something I liked about the writing of that book. I definitely felt it felt applicable to my life. It wasn't like
Right.
one of those like crazy like people standing in front of a Ferrari or getting on a private jet. Like you could be just like me one day. Like
Right.
I don't know if I want to.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily know if my values are there, but
Right. I was gonna say I read Tom Brady's TB12.
mhm.
I read through that thing and just all the things that he doesn't eat, just his crazy diet,
Oh yeah,
and so this is exactly like I was like, he's able to do that. Number one, because he's by himself. He's right. He's a millionaire, right? And then you add his wife along, and they're like almost practically billionaires. So it's a little easier for him because he has someone to cook for him. Like he has someone to go grocery shop for him. He has someone to go
oh
cook
yeah.
for him. He has someone to when he want to go work out uh free access to a gym, free access to trainers, you know, free access to a nanny to come watch the kids. Like he just
Hmm.
his life is tailor made in order for do that. So I get to thinking like, well, what about the low man? That doesn't have all those things.
Hmm.
How do we inspire and motivate them to still continue to have a lifestyle conducive to meeting their fitness and healthy, goals?
Oh no, I agree with you 100%, man. I think that's right. One thing I'll say about Tom though is I think he's obviously a testament to the process and just blocking out all the noise and just focusing in on the goal. To be what
Right,
43 years old and
right,
still competing at a very high level, and still I think he's still in like as far as active quarterbacks, I think he's in the top three
right.
for like completion percentage and yards. I mean that's impressive.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
but I agree
yeah,
with you. He's definitely
yeah.
got the resources to
Right.
to put all the pieces in the right
Right,
position. So,
right.
but that's yeah, that's awesome, really good stuff. So you had the 7 C's of success. Do you have any other products out? Any other stuff that you want to promote on here? Anything you want to talk to people about?
Well, doing so I just recently started doing life coaching,
Hmm. Oh,
which goes
awesome.
which goes back to the accountability partner
Hmm.
ordeal. So I have a life coaching certification that's out there if anyone needs specific like life coaching tailored to their needs. Because again,
Hmm.
I like for individuals that I work with. for it to be their idea, for their growth to be their idea and not my idea. So we take, I take what their lack of resources are, and then we learn how to get them to reach their goals based on their current situation. So that's that life coaching, the accountability thing. Man, I mean, I have like you know, anyone that needs any type of like motivational speaking, leadership. I have a leadership training seminar that I'm doing, a men's Kingdom Man uh, um, seminar that I have that I'm working with, and just a plethora of things. This is the time to where during this pandemic and this uncertainty of what their future is, to where it's a great time for people to reinvent themselves and for people to have to be able to, like I say, my motto is make your side hustle your main hustle,
There we
right?
go.
you know, and so I was really, I went and got a personal training certification through ACE, uh, and so I started doing that. But even with that, like I was still more on the side of the mindset,
Mhm.
right? So I'm big on the mindset and getting the mindset moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Uh, because I've learned that, I don't like running, but I will go out and run 6 to 10 to 13 miles, even though I don't like running. And people say, why do you do that? Like, that's crazy. You're not getting paid to do that. I was like, just
Yeah.
I was like, I do it to prove like that if I put my mind to it, regardless of what my body is saying, if my mind is motivated to do it, then you'll be able to do it. And so that's where I'm at with the life coaching thing. It's like
There we go.
like your body will never fail until your mind tells it to.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great mindset, Jimmy. I think that's definitely something that I tried to focus on as well. Was like you said, kind of reinventing yourself. I like during the pandemic, the shutdown.
Right.
Like so many other people, people were either one of two things. They were either laid off or working from home, or obviously if they were essential personnel, they were out on the front lines
Right.
and more actively fighting the good fight.
Right.
But I obviously I was at a gym. We're not essential, so I got laid off. Found
Right.
myself with a lot more time, and definitely took that time to train my body really hard. Try and just get in even better shape than before. Was started reading a lot more like philosophy and business, sales, entrepreneurship, and self improvement books. Just trying to learn. And I saw obviously it's stressful, right? It's a pandemic. You have people dying.
Right.
There's a virus, and it's scary. It's very scary. You can't deny that. There was the economic downturn. Well, unless you were Netflix or Zoom, uh,
Right.
a lot of industries did obviously suffer.
Right.
And
Alcohol.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, or alcohol. Yeah. Oh my God, if I owned a liquor store right now, I'd be man.
Right.
We'd be having a different conversation
That's right.
because those actually had to stay open. Ironically, those were deemed
Right.
essential because of
Right.
the. It would have been a public health emergency if people would have obviously all gone into withdrawals. But anyways, so I took the time. Definitely tried to learn more. Train my body, feed my mind, and definitely have come out of at least the first shutdown. Maybe there'll be a second one. We don't know, but
Right.
definitely tried to take the time and use it as a gift. And I think that was definitely a good mindset shift for me to
Right.
help
Yeah.
me kind of, not just waste the time, because it's, the clock's ticking, man. You don't know how much don't know how much sand is left in that little hourglass. So
Right. Right.
there's no telling.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I just the clients that I work with, my first thing for them, it's kind of like you, like when you do an assessment with your clients,
Hmm.
you do like what their limitations are, or what type of foods they like to eat or don't like to eat. So for me, it was same question. What are your limitations? So
Hmm.
what is your goal? What's your 6 month goal? What's your 5 year goal? What's your 10 year goal?
There we go.
All right, what are your limitations getting you to those goals? And then that's why I started attacking those limitations.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, it's proved beneficial because people don't really realize how much time they really have through the course of their day until they say
So
it out
much,
loud. Right.
so much is wasted. Yeah, so
So
much
much
is
is
wasted.
wasted. Right. Yeah. I mean, how much? The first question is how much time you spend on social media.
Yep. Hey, and now, I don't know about the other. I'm sure the other phones do it too. But like that, I have an iPhone, and iPhone, man, it'll tell you. You get a weekly report, and
Right,
it gives you a little thing that says this amount of time was spent. Like it gives you the physical number, not the percentage. It gives you a number
right,
of like social media, this, that, and I some weeks I look at the number and go, oh my god, Demarco, you gotta tighten up, dude.
right, right.
So, and that's not including TV,
All
video
that,
games, and any
yeah,
other activities. So,
right, right. Yep. Uh, but no, short of time, I just want to, if I can just put my information out there, if anybody wants any more questions or anything.
absolutely, that was my very next question. Was
Okay.
yeah, where can everybody find you?
Well, the fastest and easiest way is to text. Text only number 540-850 8490.
Sweet,
540-850-8490, and that's a text
excellent.
only number at any time of the day or night.
Hmm.
Then if you need email, info at Jimmy L. I mean, I'm sorry, at unequal lifestyle LLC.com. All right, that's unequal lifestyle LLC.com.
Excellent.
Email, and then also the website Jimmy
Hmm.
L. Jimmy L. Lucas at JimmyLLucas.com.
Awesome. Okay, cool, man. And I'll obviously put all of that stuff below. I'm going to close out with a selfish question, and
Okay.
and obviously give you some news. I don't think I told you this, but I have a baby girl on the way,
Okay.
and so super pumped.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I know you're obviously a father.
Right.
What would and you can obviously do a quick one. I know you got to run, but what would you say? What would be your number one lesson to pass on to someone, obviously like me, that's about to take on this journey of fatherhood?
So not just a fatherhood, but of a baby girl. That's a whole different realm in itself.
I believe it. Yeah.
um, uh, I would say be yourself. Like don't It's a lot of books. There's a lot of people out there that you can mimic their styles. But I would say be unique and be true to self. Be goofy, be you, be DeMarco. Don't You don't have to try to be anything more than that, because that child will love you for that, for the goofiness, versus trying to be somebody else, something that you read or something that you've seen. All right, that's and say yes. Just give her everything she wants.
Okay.
You don't always have to tell mama that you're giving it to her either. Just say yes. Say yes, baby girl, and just whatever she wants.
There we go. Well, I have a dog, and I spoil the crap out of her anyway, so I feel like I'm already in big trouble
Right, right.
in that realm. So
Right.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, I really appreciate all of your time. Obviously, really appreciate that last little tip there as well.
Mhm.
Definitely going to apply it. Yeah, thanks for being on the show, man. Want to thank all of you guys for watching, and just wanted to remind you. Obviously, I'm going to put all this information below, but if you guys want to read Jimmy's book, The Seven Seeds of Success, check it out. It's on Amazon, right?
Amazon, yes.
Excellent. So get it on Amazon. You can check out his website. You can check out his. He does do the life coaching and some motivational speaking. So if you want to hire him for any of those services, I'm going to put all of this information below so you guys can reach him. And we're going to close out with my little tagline, my kind of mantra for 2020 beyond: train your body, feed your mind. Thank you, guys.